You know what today is?
Friday the 13th.
Yay! It's Friday the 13th. You know what that means?
Good luck.
Yay!
You had questions about tech tips?
Hi everyone, I'm Tracy Pattin, and this is New Media Tea Time, where high tech meets low tech for tea and chocolate. Hi Danielle.
And I'm Danielle Gruen. Hi everyone.
Last week we were talking about personal branding and how important it is to have your personal brand and how to really figure out who are you really. So
who are you really, and what makes you tick? What are you passionate about, and how do you stand out from everyone else?
Exactly. So have you figured that out yet? Okay, well you can think about that later, because we're going to move on to talking about really what do you do with a blog, and we're going to talk about setting up a blog next time. All those steps.
Yes, exactly. We'll actually walk you guys through setting up a blog and the use of the blog and how the blog can be your website and all of that next time. But this time we just wanted to give some basic tips.
Yeah.
Right? As far as how you're going to brand yourself with your blog and how you're going to use that blog.
So, shall we get to a tea or a chocolate tip?
Yeah, I would actually love to introduce this tea, because this tea is a tea for women's health. It's actually the acai berry tea, and all the proceeds go towards breast cancer research.
Cool. Okay, let me show you guys this tea while Danielle tells us about it. Isn't this
delicious.
A great can? I love the can, Danielle.
It is, yes. It's a delicious tea. It's a green tea with the acai berries, and it also has a little bit of blueberries and a little citrus, and you definitely taste that sort of berry bitterness a little bit, but if you love green tea, it's delicious. It does have caffeine though, so be careful having it too late in the day.
Oh yeah, you know about that. You know my issues. You know, I have not been able to sleep very well. In fact, I'm going to put this out to you guys. I'm looking for a tea that will totally relax me. I know about chamomile. Okay. Is there anything else though that you guys would recommend? Somebody's found some amazing
Yes,
thing.
please write in or tweet us. Let us know. That's a big one.
Yeah, and you can write us at info@newmediateatime.com.
Certainly, or Twitter at Tracy Pattin or at Living Careers.
Okay.
All right. One of the first things I think that we wanted to talk about was using your own voice, really writing in your own voice. So as you create your website and you're writing and you're using that website and using that blog, making sure that it's in your own voice. Really important.
And okay, so what does that mean, your own voice? Let me give you an example. And we'll get into creating content and how you create content every day as often as possible, but one thing you can do for content is finding a quote and start a quotes file and pick a favorite quote. Tie it in, instead of just putting the quote on your blog, tie it into your own take on the quote and how it relates to your life.
Exactly. It's a really great way to just kind of get started and getting the juices flowing when you feel like you're having writer's block, or you start feeling like you're not a writer, that sort of thing. Just remembering what inspired you and different people in the world in history or current day that have inspired you, and taking a quote from them can be a really great way to start.
I'm such a quotes person. It's like our favorite quote about, one of our favorite mutual quotes is when you make a decision and I say, and take action.
And take action.
The universe conspires to make it happen. So there's a perfect quote that anybody, you could write, and you write about it. Maybe
Ralph Emerson, right?
I think it's Emerson, yeah. And you could say, maybe something happened in your life today that connects to that quote. And there you go. There's a way to bring your voice to your blog. Exactly. Because the thing is, if you're just going to write content on your blog, you're just going to write stuff, it's not going to be, people aren't going to get a sense of who you are. Remember, personal branding.
Right, and you might
Gary Vaynerchuk. And he's all about personal branding on websites. He's amazing. Crush It is a great book. So, okay.
Yeah, it is true though. The other thing we wanted to talk about is tip 2, which is creating content. And creating content is really important, but as Tracy was saying, not creating too much content. Being careful about how much you're writing and how much you're mixing that with maybe videos or pictures, other aspects to your blog, so that it stays a little more colorful and you don't lose people.
And the other thing, Danielle and everyone, is creating content daily or every other day as much as possible. And I think that's what gets people down, is that, I got to create all this content. But you know what? It's kind of like fitness. You know how when you work out and you're really in the zone, you want to keep doing that? I know some of you are probably going, no way. But you know what I mean. The more you write, the more ideas you get. It does work. It really does.
It really does work. And talk to other people who are doing it already, or people who are wanting to do it. If you've got friends or colleagues or people in your network that are kind of in the same boat, you know, you can even set up weekly meetings with them, or you can set up little short-term goals that you kind of give each other, so you check in with each other about, because that can help motivate both yourself and the other people.
And another thing is I just lost my train of thought. Shoot.
Well,
we'll keep going.
I think we can do...
I know.
Oh, go ahead.
You don't have to write a whole lot either. Remember that less is more, and it really is. You can write. I have always the problem of writing too much, and you can, you know, have 2 parts to the blog, have part 1, and then tomorrow have part 2. We'll get into all those details later, because we don't want to give you too much stuff. But you can write 3 sentences. Right. You don't have to write a whole bunch.
Right.
So just remember that the key is, and let's explain why new content is important. That's how you get found. Those search engines are like spiders. They call them spiders, and they're going like this, and they're looking, and they glom on to new info. So that's why you want to create new info every day.
And we'll talk about that, actually probably not in next episode, but the webisode after that, because that's a really important point. And knowing what kind of verbiage to use and what sort of keywords are going to be really important to kind of, you know, be picked up on by the search engines are really important. So more on that in a couple of weeks. But point number 3, tip number 3 for today is you really do want to give life to your blog. The whole point of your blog or your website is also for branding, as we talked about last time. So you have to bring life to it. Make sure that people are really getting a sense of who you are and what makes you unique in what you do. Maybe you own a business, or maybe you're writing a book, and maybe it's similar to a business that's out there, but there's something about it that's different. And you need to make sure that that gets across. So really bringing life. And
Danielle, being a great photographer, by the way, pictures, your own pictures. Get a great picture of yourself. It's so important, or several, to spice up your blog, and kind of make it multimedia. And then the thing that I learned not too long ago was, in the blogs, always have images no matter what. Like, I have a quote, and I am not using your picture. I'm sorry, but I will. Try to use her pictures in my blogs. But I have an adventure tip of the week for sizzleinthemiddle.com, which is, we each have our own blogs that we have created, and our own branding that we're creating. And so I just went and found it, and we can get into that later too, about how you find images on the internet, and you grab them and just grab a little picture that kind of goes with what you're writing about. You'll find pictures. Yeah. And go to Danielle.
And I sell them too, so.
Danielle Gruen photography.com. See, we're all about this social media, connecting, networking, within the networking, and it just keeps
So before we run out of time, though, we do have to talk about chocolate.
Yes.
We have today a dark chocolate, a Lindt dark chocolate.
Lindt, excellent dark chocolate.
Do you know much about Lindt?
You know what I know? I have to tell you, this is kind of funny. I do voiceover work, and there's the Lindt commercial, and that voice talent, she's really good. And I actually took that copy years ago and used it in a demo, so that's what I know about Lindt. Oh, wow. But
85%. So remember a couple of episodes ago we were talking about percentage, right? 85% is really good. Right?
It's pretty high.
Yeah.
That'll keep you up all night.
This is a full-bodied cocoa
Can we have a bite?
Oh, yeah.
And you know dark chocolate is the healthiest if you're going to eat chocolate. It's really good for you. Antioxidants. And it's got all these other things. Here's a little teaser for next time. Because next time, for our chocolate,
this is going to be good.
We're going to make fudge. My mother's recipe. So until next time, I'm Tracy Pattin.
And I'm Danielle Gruen.